You're the only one invited, 'cause there is no one else but you. Because you know I get excited, yeah. When you get jealous too, I turn the music up and I puff in my chest. I'm turning red in the face. You can't call me upset. It's not your fault that they have her. I'm in no disrespect. It's my right to be hellish. I still get jealous. You're too sexy, beautiful, and everybody wants a taste. That's why I still get jealous. 'Cause you're too sexy, beautiful, and everybody wants a taste. That's why I still get jealous. Oh, that's why I still get jealous. Oh, that's why I still get jealous.
And I know she'll be the death of me, at least we'll open up. And she'll always get the best of me, the worst is yet to come. But at least we'll both be beautiful and stay forever young. This I know, this I know. She told me don't worry about it. She told me don't worry no more. We both know we can't go without it. She told me you'll never be alone. I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it. Oh, I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it. And I know she'll be the death of me, at least we'll both be enough. And she'll always get the best of me, the worst is yet to come. All the misery was necessary when we're deep in love. This I know, girl I know. She told me don't worry about it. She told me don't worry no more. We both know we can't go without it. She told me you'll never be alone. I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it. Oh, I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it, but I love it. I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it. I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it, but I love it. She told me don't worry about it. She told me don't worry.
More action coming your way soon. Do not go anywhere. Coming up, this is a playing game to go to the semifinals. Winner goes on to semifinals. Loser goes home. We have Aurora Davis and Jessica Sykora taking on Kenny Dickens and Jessica Dickens and Keddy. Action about to kick off. We're going to come back to you with your host for the event, Kyle Homeyer.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are here on Championship Court. This is the semifinal of the contenders round. It is win and go on, lose, and you are watching the remainder of the day. It is, and so it's the semi of the contenders to play into the semis. We're working through it. We're definitely going to try to, we'll have to coin those terms here soon.
My one solution is my queen, cause she stays strong.
Aurora Davis back to serve. Handled by Keddy. Dickens with a platform pass. Keddy goes middle of the court, soft roll. That's going to put Sykora on the net. Favorable opportunity, net violation against Davis.
Something you seldom see with the net violation from Davis. Great court awareness. And we have Keddy back at the service line.
Keddy back to serve. Great view there. That is Dickens giving Keddy her blocking assignments. Generally speaking, she's saying take away line. I'll cover the cross.
Wow,
you mentioned,
big
Dave,
swing.
with the advent or usage of video, they may change what we might consider what, I'm going to use the expression old school, might be 1 for line, 2 for cross, is they might be inverting it just to keep teams guessing so they can say, well, I'm not entirely sure what that actually means right now. And that just puts a little bit of advantage, or maybe it's gonna be a little more advantageous cross court from Keddy.
Great shot there from Keddy. I mean, honestly, it'd be no stranger to see signs stolen. You see it in baseball. So, I mean, you're going to see players use different strategies just to make sure that they are keeping the other team guessing. What we have back here, that is going to be Dickens at the service line.
With the spin, you could see the wind bring it down just a little bit. Keddy's going to take the overpass. Goes back to her. Soft, small little touch over the net outside the reach of Sykora.
Switching on the next point. Great, smart play there. She sees a big blocker. She does the soft roll shot. They're 1 point away from a switch, and they're trying to go with some momentum. Again, serving into the wind versus serving with the wind is going to change the game dramatically as the wind starts to pick up here in beautiful Clearwater Beach.
Going middle, Sykora will have her shot selection. Chooses to go crossbody deep to the corner.
3 serving
Side
4.
switch.
And on the side switch, you see Coach giving some tips real quick. Davis going back to serve.
And we mentioned this in the previous match, so both of these teams have a loss. Keddy and Dickens lost yesterday. Today, we saw Sykora and Davis lose in the previous round against Savissimo and her teammate, Tony Rodriguez. And these people...
What we're going to see here, Aurora Davis now to serve. Sorry to cut you off, Kyle. I just want to make sure we're going back to the action here. 4-3, big swing. Oh, no, changeup, Kyle. That roll shot going just wide, though. Oh, no, correction, that was a kill. I thought Aurora was going back with the ball to serve. She caught me looking.
Keddy will serve, Cal Poly grad. Getting a little bit of wind. It seems like it's coming from behind us, Dave.
Float serve goes just long for Keddy. 4 serving 5.
So service error, and I think the tough part, I mentioned it yesterday, is that first service attempt error.
And you know what? Again, we talked about that wind starting to pick up a little bit. That flat float serve, I think, just barely going long. Aggressive serve into the wind here, Kyle.
Keddy with the swing off the hands of Sykora into the sand.
Big swing there from Keddy for the kill, 6-4.
For those of you watching at home, you can take a look at those Gold Tour AVP Next banners. They're moving a little bit with the wind. Kind of gives you just an indication what the athletes are working with on center court here. Discussion
And if
about
you're watching from home, you tend to notice the banner on right next to that beautiful Wilson game ball, or that inflatable. You see that one's moving a little bit more than one in the far corner of the court, so that wind kind of tricky to play.
And it does look like the wind is going a little from our left to our right, so this serve is going to carry a little bit further. And then the wind you can actually see pulling back. Sykora able to utilize the equipment.
For Sykora, 5-6.
That's one of those plays that you defending are just like, good play. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Great use of the equipment. I'm not sure if she drew it up that way, and if she did, fantastic execution.
Using the tape for the cheater. We call that tapeworm back in my grassroots organization. Keddy gets the pass, taking the option play. Smart play from Dickens.
Dickens will tie it up, 3 kills apiece on the stat sheet. Sykora right now with 3 as well. Only one attacker has not registered a kill thus far. We're still early here in set number 1 of the contenders round. Win and move on, and lose and you'll be watching. Sykora through the block of Dickens, except Keddy, excuse me. Keddy's pass off, but Dickens puts her tight. Favorable opportunity for Sykora. She gets the first block of the contest just outside the reach of Keddy. She's trying to get her feet there, trying to be as strong as she can. That ball going outside of her reach. She's trying to get that poke, maybe to get it up off the hands of Sykora, but Sykora able to redirect that to the sand. That's going to bring us 7 apiece. We are going to see our second side switch, and Sykora back to serve. Dickens with the forearm pass outside the reach of Sykora. Sykora takes the option, not able to clear the net.
And Kyle, to your point in your question earlier, so this is a money match. Loser would still be coming in 5th place, which means that's a 4-digit payday for those ladies. Winner is still moving on into semis, and they are going to finish with anywhere from a $2,000 to $5,000 paycheck this weekend. Jump serve from Dickens.
Handled well by Sykora. Puts her on the net. Sykora's going to have an option. Really great read by Dickens. Dickens is tight. Blocked by Sykora. That's a tough, and I imagine we're going to take a replay. Let's take a look at that replay. I actually think this is a really interesting one we can take a look at, sponsored by Spikeball.
Great serve. Picked up there. Swing comes from Sykora. Picked up by Dickens. Dickens leads in hard cross, and look at that. Great adjustment by Sykora to make that block.
Davis pushes Keddy off the net. Keddy with the step close in, and it might have actually been the off speed. Oh, that's a great look here along the net. Appreciate the angle from Streamography.
Great net cam usage there. Keddy back at the service line now, 9-8, up by 1.
Was that a southpaw from Keddy, the left-handed swing?
Honestly, Kyle, I think you had a better look at it than I did, even with that net cam view. I was so excited with the point, I wasn't paying attention to the ambidextrousness of Keddy.
Service ace for Keddy. First ace of the match. We're right now in that moment where there's very little wind, but I think what we saw with that block.
10 serving 8 here, Kyle. Sorry. We got great. Going after Sykora again. Wow, a jump pass there from Keddy.
Oh, in between the two defenders, Sykora registering her 3rd block. That's where it's really important to have meaningful communication with your teammate. And that could just be, hey, I will pick those balls up unless it's right to you. Or, hey, you're closer, you take that ball, I'll set you. Or take that option, that ball finding the sand, Sykora with her 3rd block.
Going to the right side here for Dickens. Oh, chicken wing up, Kyle.
She missed that one in the last contest. She is able to come back and flourish with that chicken win.
Shot for Davis finds the stand. We have 9-10 here. Or, excuse me, 10-10.
10-10. Technical timeout will come next, regardless of who scores the point.
Sykora back at the service line here, Kyle. Tied up at 10 apiece. We're switching next point, and the technical timeout, I believe you mentioned that.
We did. Dickens, short in front, tries to come over on 1. Keddy's touching it. She puts it tight. Sykora's there. Plays it high off the hands. Dickens goes over on 2.
Dickens with the option kill there.
That should lead us in the technical timeout. Both teams will retreat to their benches to discuss and take a break. You know, it may not be very hot out here right now, but it's an opportunity for them to hydrate, to kind of
Right, you are. They're going to take that time. They're going to go over the coaching moves, and we're going to hydrate, and we're going to take a break and be after this message. You take over, man. I'm going to...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's the 2021 Beach Open National Championships, the last stop of the AVP Next Gold Tour. These teams vying for a share of a $15,000 purse. Now, the team that does not continue on will share a four-digit, four decimal places, if you will, prize. That'll be a $1,000 purse that they'll take. The other teams will compete, and they will go for anywhere from $5,000 to $2,000 as they continue on. So this is the semifinal of the contenders bracket. The winner here will go into the semifinal of the winners bracket, if you will, and from there on out, it is win and go on, or lose and go home. But everyone is taking home a piece of the pie from here on out. Sykora with the pass. Aurora's going to put her tight. Favorable opportunity. I think just maybe landing backwards a little bit. Gets the kill and is safe. She leads all attackers right now with 5 kills. Dickens and Keddy splitting 4 apiece. Davis with 1. Davis heads back to the service line. Now, we've seen previously she utilizes the top spin from this side or from the bottom of your screen to the top of your screen. She does so again. Getting that loop handled by Dickens. Keddy puts her high vertical. It gets her opportunities. Dickens with her kill. And I think that's a tough one. You know, Sykora is a really tall, formidable blocker. Same thing with Keddy. You're essentially trying to say, hey, you take as much line away. I'll cover that cross, and to the best of my ability, I'll try to chase it down.
Keddy back in the service line now, 12-11.
Keddy will serve. They lead by 1.
Great set here.
Sykora's going to go short, right in between that no person's land. She's not sure if she should go deeper off the net or to stay short. Comes over.
Ooh, what a dig from
It's tight. She comes off the the hand of the southpaw. She's not actually left-handed, but she utilizes her left hand.
13-11 on the lefty swing.
And that's a tough one. You have to make a decision as a blocker. Am I staying? Are they in a position where they're going to actually put a really favorable position to take a swing? Or if I jump off and I can play defense, are we going to be in a better spot? And I think she might have made that decision a little late, and Dickens comes away with the point.
Serve goes just wide for Keddy. Sykora now serving here, 12-13 on center court.
Sykora heads back to the service line. They trail by 1. Only two service errors here in the contest, both of which have been registered by Keddy. Keddy,
Ooh, Keddy.
just wide.
Oh, heartbreaker. And she saw that sideline. She really wanted that tag. Just narrowly missing by, again, game of inches. Here we go with Sykora back to serve.
You know, Dave, I know we're playing volleyball. I actually look at volleyball as a sport most closely related to football. And what I mean by that is you essentially are trying to run your routes, you're trying to run your angles and create opportunities, and you move things around much like you might see in a football contest or a fixture or a match. So it's really interesting. And to your point, it is a game of inches, another sport also decided by games of inches.
And I have to say here, 14-13, it's been a very close match, or a very close set so far.
Out of the net. Oh,
Ace serve.
Good effort. Just a little too far for Aurora to run down.
Switching sides here on center.
That was
Dickens
Keddy.
with an ace serve.
Thank you. Correction.
And she's going back to the service line here on the side switch. Coach is talking to Davis and to Sykora real quick on that side switch.
Dickens with her first ace. She shares 1 apiece with Keddy. She actually leads all attackers right now with 6 kills. Second by Sykora, then Keddy and Davis.
Oh, great aggressive serve there. Davis going to the middle.
Great
50-50
swing by
ball.
Sykora. Essentially what would be out of system.
With the kill.
In the beach game, Dave, I apologize to interrupt you. I think it's one of those things where what is out of system, what is in system, the ability that you have and your partner to put you constantly in a position to take a good swing like that certainly makes it less of an out of system play and more of you're putting as much pressure on your teammates, and sometimes you can come away with the kill.
And we always talk about out of system on the indoor game, or even the grass game when it's quads, but there, in doubles, based on how many touches you have and how much practice time you have, you know your player's approach and you know where
Great
to put
touch by
the ball.
Davis. Davis gets the one-handed dig. Sykora brings it back. Davis with the swing. We get a poke. Wow. Sykora minding the net. She comes away with her 4th block of the contest, and we're all tied up at 15 apiece. Dave, we're going to take a look at that replay.
Beautifully done here. Look at that. Keddy with a great set. But what a block there. Good read on the approach here.
Great look.
by
And I don't know if it's necessarily what it did, the trajectory off her platform or the wind, just a little too tight. Another opportunity for Sykora to be effective.
Great scramble play here from Dickens and Keddy. Davis underneath it.
Goes overhead, but doesn't. Oh, just out of bounds.
Just a touch wide of that sideline.
So you might be wondering, okay, she went overhead. Is that illegal? Is that illegal? You would say she didn't use overhand finger action. So she didn't get her finger pads on the ball. That might have been justified for a whistle because it wasn't hard driven. She kept her hands open, almost using her palms. Lets that play go.
I'm not sure if the hard driven would be quite the word to equate it, but because there was downward trajectory, there was no arc in the ball, then it's going to be considered a hard driven.
I think we'll need to discuss with John King, see what that rule book says, and we'll get back with you.
Speaking of hard driven, that one on the right side by Dickens gets the kill. Katie Dickens, effective all tournament long on that right side. And that's going to bring up Jennifer Keddy to serve.
2-point advantage. Timeout is requested by Davis and Sykora.
Hydrating and energizing the entire tournament. Thank you so much, Kevin.
Keddy back to serve, reconvening after a timeout requested by Sykora and Davis. Sykora on the net through the block of Keddy.
Heavy hand with the kill, 16-17.
Cuts the lead to 1. Looks like Davis, just based on the proximity to the net, will be our next server. Sykora has tied the kill leader, of Dickens at 7 apiece. Keddy coming in with 4, and then Davis chipping in with 1 thus far.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to check out one of those cross net systems and play for yourself, you can do so. They've got it set up for you. Try before you buy. Get yours.
Dickens is going to go behind, overhead with the bump, or the forearm pass, if you will, and finds the sand. Regains the kill leader position. On her heels is Sykora. Dickens back to serve, utilizing that top spin. That ball's going to get brought down. Service ace. Dickens, her second. That brings us to 19-16, our 35th point, and a side switch. Now, wind has picked up a little bit. It's kind of gone from being a factor to not being a factor. And I noticed just on her toss, that ball kind of got brought back a little bit. As she made contact, you could just kind of see it fall a little bit sooner than I think Sykora would have liked, finding the sand, registering her second service ace here in the contest.
I can't wait to see what kind of serves the player's going to go with, depending on what side they're on, whether it's going to be a float, whether it's going to be a topspin, to see what kind of drop they can get. Oh,
Sykora looking to go over on 2, not able to clear the net.
Just a touch over Sykora. We got 20-16.
That brings up match point. Now, Dickens is utilizing the jump spin on both sides. I imagine from... Thank you. Set point.
No worries. Kyle, it's not the first time I've made that service mistake. Here we go. Aurora picks it up, getting set to the right side by Sykora. Oh, beautiful
Great
placement.
look by Davis. Her second kill of the contest coming late here. That's going to cut the lead to 2. It's going to stave off 1 set point opportunity, and she'll head back to the service line. Now, she's utilized the top spin from this direction. We'll see if she continues to do so. She does have the wind a little bit in her face. You can kind of see that banner leaning to your right, kind of in the direction that she is standing. service error brings us to the end of set number 1. They take it 21-17. Sykora is leader of kills on her side. She has 7, Davis with 2. Dickens leads all attackers with 8. Keddy coming in with 4. That ends set number 1, 21-17. Please join us after a brief intermission for set number 2.
For the cruise, ring bottles to the head, my tenor fully pumping. You got me surfing till my eyes all red. Oh, oh, fire in the sky. Oh, oh, give thanks for this life. Let's get it.
Welcome back to action here on court number 1. Woo! This is the round of 6, so the loser will watch. The winner will go on. They will then go into the semifinals. There will be 4 teams remaining after this that will be vying for that $5,000 first place prize. Right now, the teams are competing for a share of $15,000. The question is, which place will they finish and how much will they take home?
I mean, it's a testament here, Kyle, because no matter how they're finishing, they're taking home a paycheck, so that's a solid time. But these are competitors. They want the grand prize. They want the bragging rights. I am the national beach champion, AVP next gold.
It looks like Dickens and Keddy have decided to put a lot of pressure on Sykora. Davis had only registered 2 kills in set number 1, just out of the reach of Sykora. Dickens and Keddy lead 3-0. Dickens will serve. Jump spin, handled by, but it goes over. Keddy's going to play it. She has to try to clear out, keep that play in front of her. Goes off. This ball has to come over. It does. It's touched by Keddy, but not playable for a second contact. Sykora registers her first kill here in the second. She has 8, tying Dickens. Keddy served Sykora served just long, unfortunately. Giving the ball back to Keddy and Dickens. They lead by 3-4, serving 1.
Keddy back in the service side here, 4 serving 1 on center.
Pass by Sykora. Davis keeping her off the net. Favorable location, goes over the top. Davis will head back to the service line. So we were able to watch Sykora and Davis compete here on court number 1 earlier this morning, Dave. They fell to Rodriguez and Simo, and then yesterday we saw Dickens and Keddy lose. Ball falls. Side switch number 1. Dickens to serve. Dickens is going after Sykora here. Sykora passing well, keeping her off the net. Little off kilter, but it finds the hands of Keddy in the sand.
And Keddy, you look at that block from Keddy. She's got a great reach, good extension. And we saw her blocking prowess a lot yesterday, and then the games to get here today.
Sykora's flat float in between Dickens and Keddy. What do they call that usually?
I believe when I was growing up, it was always the husband-wife serve. Caught them looking.
I prefer split the pickle.
Oh,
unless you don't like pickles, and that probably is not one you're going to use.
Barrel, is that what it's going for? I like it. All right, Sykora serving again here. We now have 4-5.
Low to Keddy. Keddy picks that up. Just out. Oh, great dig. We're going to go high and deep. That's going to cause Keddy to turn around. She has to go over on 2. Smart play.
Love the misdirection. She's reading like she's going to do the bump set, but squares and turns at the last second, sending it over deep to the 1 spot for the kill.
Well, 2 things. One, it doesn't allow Sykora to set up on Keddy. Keddy had to turn around to play that one over her left shoulder. And instead of being like, wow, now she has to go the full length of the court, I'm seeing an opening. They're transitioning to balance that court. Let me go ahead and place it in there and make them work a lot harder to try to keep that alive. Goes short to Sykora, but she picks that up nice and high. It's going to keep her off the net. No block. Picked up by Dickens. A little off the net. Dickens has to take a shot. Comes back over. Dickens takes it. She goes over the top, but it's tight again. But she's able to win that joust. That's a play, Dave, that we saw Sykora be very successful. She registered 4 blocks in set number 1 alone when that ball did bring itself towards the net. That time Dickens was able to come away with that one-handed joust.
And I'm sorry, when you're facing a blocker as big. Oh, broken play, Kyle. Here we got. Oh, it's a lift is called. 8-4 now on center with Keddy back at the service line. Keddy back to serve after a lift is called. 8-4 here on center. Timeout has been called, Kyle, on center court. Timeout called.
Dave, let's step away for a moment. Action back underway. Keddy back at the service line. They have a 4-point advantage. 8 serving 4. Second contact goes under the net. Unplayable. That'll register Sykora's 4th kill here. Davis back to the service line. Little bit of wind. She's usually utilized a jump float from this side when she serves left to right. Dickens handles it, puts her a little tight. Sykora jumps early, able to regain her balance. That's picked up by Davis. Run down by Sykora. Davis goes over. Keddy takes the first contact. She's off, able to find the body of Sykora for the kill. That is Keddy's first kill in set number 2. They lead 9-5. Side switch number 2. Dickens back to serve and utilizing the jump spin. Great look picked up by Davis. Sykora puts Davis, tries to put her on the net. Great high loopy roll. Dickens not able to get her feet there, likely because Keddy might have just been in the way. She wasn't trying to step on her partner. That is Dickens' first error of the contest. Sykora is on your far right, serving in the red shorts. Dickens decides to go over on 2. Davis is there. Sykora's going to try to put her tight. Keddy's there, though, with the redirect over the streaking blocker of Davis. Keddy registered her second kill in just as many attempts. Wind is coming at you from the viewership perspective. Davis is going to try to put Sykora on. She step closes, tries to redirect. Dickens is able to get there. Now Dickens is tight. Another favorable outcome for Sykora, who's able to mind that net. And that's partly as a result of the ball being too tight, and the other part coming from the fact that Keddy had to go to the sand. That wasn't the favorable set location that she was looking for. They have to side out really quickly here, try to maintain that 4-point advantage they once held. Touch, that third contact has to go over. Late decision by Keddy. Sykora tallying her 5th kill, 12th overall. Sykora's at the net. Davis back to serve, giving her blocking assignments, letting her know, hey, here's who you should serve. Here's what I'm going to do. Picked up by Keddy, but a block for Sykora. She leads all players with 5. She's actually the only one to register a block thus far. They trail by 1, 9 serving 10. You are watching the semifinal of the contenders bracket. The winner will move on into the final round of 4 competitors, or 4 teams, I should say. The loser will take home a cash prize. The question is going to be which one. I believe it will be for 7th place. That means they're going to split a $1,000 prize on both the men's and the women's, $1,000 for each. Davis with the heel poke to the deep corner. That brings us to 10 apiece. Davis working with her angles and her spacing along the net. Davis back to serve. We're all tied up. Next point is going to be a side switch. Hits the jump float as opposed to the top spin from this side. Keddy, great angle out of the net. Sykora is there. Davis with the step close and the deep swing and the end line. Davis matching the number of kills in set number 1 here. That's going to force the side switch. We'll take a brief intermission to hear from our sponsors.
For the cruise, bring bottles to the head. McKenna fully pumping. You got me surfing till my eyes all red. Oh, oh, fire in the sky. Oh, oh, give thanks for this life.
Teams returning to the court after the technical timeout. Davis and Sykora, 1 point advantage. They had trailed previously. They were able to tie it up at 10 apiece just moments ago and now have taken the 1 point advantage. Davis to serve. Handled by Dickens. In the middle of the court, that's going to create some angles. Davis is there, just out of reach of Sykora. She tries to run that ball down. Nice job. And what we're seeing is instead of saying, okay, I passed that ball on the right, set me on the right, bring me towards the middle of the court, that's going to give me different angles. We have to make the defender make a decision because now we possibly have 4 different shots to hit versus maybe the high loopy roll over the top or that sharp cross, a jumbo, if you will. Great swing by Sykora, touched by Dickens, but out of play. 12-11, Sykora back to serve. Picked up by Keddy. Dickens loses her feet. Keddy's out of system. Picked up by Sykora. Davis able to keep Sykora in front of her, off 1 foot, down the line, untouched. Sykora to serve again. Now with the 2 point advantage, 13 serving 11. Nice in-system pass. Dickens is off the net. Second contact. That second one comes over the net. Keddy is there. Keddy says, keep me short and low. Picked up by Davis. Sykora puts Davis on the net. Davis doesn't have a blocker. She finds the sand. Great set by Sykora, keeping Dickens on the net, allowing her to take that swing if she'd like, or the shot selection switch up. This is Sykora's third service attempt.
Timeout called here, Kyle.
Timeout requested. Now, I apologize. Second timeout of the match. This one by Keddy and Dickens.
And what you're seeing here, I think they're just trying to slow a little bit of momentum or turn the momentum and maybe disrupt the service rhythm. You said that Jess this is her third serve in a row?
That's correct.
A little traditional ice the server with the timeout, right?
Yeah, this is where if things go to plan for the team that calls a timeout, a lot of players will say coach's point. Yeah. Coaches don't get to intervene as much as they might like. They get to call timeouts, and they get to decide who starts on the court and then maybe substitutions as the match progresses. But that's about it. Otherwise, you're putting your players out there. When you only have 2 options, you have you and your partner. You have to work through it, and a lot of times you're coaching yourself. Not all these teams have the ability to have a coach, so they're out there maybe try to find another team to work with, or possibly just being alone.
A lot of times they'll have a coach at base camp, where they train and work with their partners, and that's not all the coaches travel. Aurora Davis, I believe, is married to the coach, so that tends to make travel a little bit more possible.
Especially when you can make it a family event and bring your children along as well.
Yep. Free ball play.
Had to go because there was a contact at the net. This is going to be tight. Sykora's been successful here. Picked up, decides to go over on 2.
Take on 2.
It's tight. Let's see what Keddy can do with it.
Keddy with the putback for the kill. 12-14 here. Jennifer Keddy with the kill.
Dave, what are these athletes playing for right now? Give me a little bit of the context. If somebody's just joining us at home, give them just a little bit of a debrief.
Well, Kyle, the money matches, all matches you're going to be watching today are for a paycheck. So, the breakdown, the biggest prize purse that the champion, the national champion of beach here in Clearwater Beach is going to take home is $5,000. $3,000 for second, $2,000 for third, and $1,000 for fifth, and $500 for seventh. So, great payday no matter how you slice it, and each match gets more and more intense as the money gets bigger and bigger.
Serve is just out of bounds. That brings us to the 28th point.
Just a bit wide. 13-15 here on center.
Dave, was that Davis serving?
I believe that was Aurora Davis.
on your screen right now, you see Dickens in the black tank top, Keddy in the white tank top, just conversing about how they want to proceed. They currently trail by 2, but they do have the serve back in their favor. Sykora has come alive and stayed alive from the first set. She leads all attackers with total kills. She's tallying 15 total. She has 8 here in set number 2. Great swing, great serve by Dickens, but handled by Sykora. Sykora uncontested, now registering her 9th kill. See who heads back to the service line.
16 serving 13.
Yep, here we go. So Sykora is going to be our server.
16. Sykora back to service line, 16, 13.
Goes into that cross court, goes over on 1. Sykora is going to have to try to work hard to step close and take a good rip, and she's able to be successful.
Sykora, 17, 13.
That is, and speaking of 17, that is her 17th kill in the contest right now. Their team with a 4-point advantage, and she'll serve a second time.
Great read. I mean, you saw it looked like that was a low-flying free ball. I don't know if it was intentional over on 1, but good adjustment by Davis and Sykora to make that playable and executable for the kill. Keddy here on the outside.
Great look by Keddy down the line. Her pass, favorable location. Dickens is able to keep her on the net, but not too close. Dave, I think, for somebody who's watching that might be new to the sport, or somebody who's like, where is the best location, especially as you play taller, more formidable blockers, it's within about maybe 3 to 5 feet, depending on the blocker that you're facing. That allows you to have options both along the net and over the top, so that way the defender doesn't exactly get into your space as much as they would like to.
Oh, great one-handed up there from Davis.
Sykora's going to put her tight.
Oh. Good communication there from Jennifer Keddy. Jenny on the block, literally and figuratively here. And guess what? That's going to put Keddy back to serve. Keddy back in the service line here, 15-17 on center court.
Wind is picking up just a little bit. Blowing towards us or towards the screen right now. Going short. Unfortunately, nicks the antenna. Cuts the lead to 1. That is back-to-back attack errors for Davis, unfortunately. In both balls that were probably not ideal from the second contact. You'd like to see that improve just a little bit. And she'd like to probably make that play just a little bit better. Age-old adage, better the ball.
That's going to be a service error going long and out of bounds for Keddy. Serve goes just long. We got 18 serving 16. We're switching on the next point here on center court. Switch on the next point here, Kyle. Aurora Davis at the service line, 18-16.
They do hold a 1-set advantage.
Goes to Dickens. Tight set. Ooh, what a block from Sykora. Blocked by Sykora. Switching sides here. 19-16.
Dave, let's take a look at that replay of that last point that forced the side switch.
The replay brought to you here by Spike Ball.
Great pass, maybe just a little tight. This is where Sykora feels really comfortable and confident that she can get her hands across and make you do something you don't want to do.
And there's the serve from Davis. That's going to go wide. We have 17-19 here on center.
That is back-to-back service errors for Aurora Davis. 4 service errors, I apologize. 3 for Davis and Sykora, but they've been able to overcome those service errors. Keddy with only 1.
Dickens. 18-19 here. Now the gap is just close to 1 point here. 18-19. Katie Dickens back at the service line, looking to tie it up. This is set number 2. And if you just joined us, you do see here that Keddy and Dickens took the first set. Scramble play. Ability to tie it up here. Katie Dickens up.
That's the set she was looking for previously. Great play by Dickens.
To the 6th spot, tying it up 19-all here on center.
And it's tough play because you see Aurora Davis has had success. Though she's known as a beach player, has had a lot of success on the grass as well. She's actually won 2 tournaments this year alone with her partner Lydia Smith at the time. Grass Nationals, which happened at the beginning of the month. And then also, I believe, Pottstown Rumble. Are those both grass events?
Those are both grass events, yeah. And she was a standout at the Clash. I believe she made it to finals at Susquehanna Smash.
Trying to
Oh,
use the
it's
wind to her
coming over.
favor. Comes over, but unfortunately that goes over. Decides to go over on one.
Atlanta. I don't know if that was luck or absolute precision skill from Dickens. Either way, a point is a point all day. We now have match point number 1, Kyle.
Set point number 1 for Dickens and Keddy. They actually did not prevail in set number 1, and by the service hand of Dickens, we have an opportunity to force a third and final set. I apologize. I thought Davis and Sykora won the first set. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry, they dropped the first set, Kyle. Here we go. Oh, big swing, tying it up 20-20 here.
My goodness, Dave, I'm so glad I have you here to keep me on the straight and narrow.
Tying it up 20-20 here on center court. Sykora back at the service line. Yeah,
I think I just want to see more volleyball, Dave. I think I'm trying to maybe speak it into fruition. I'm not trying to favor either team. I just want to see more great volleyball.
Absolutely, man. Everybody wins. It's an early gift. More volleyball. Keddy with a great kill. Keddy on the outside for the kill, 21-20.
This is match point opportunity number 2, as you mentioned.
Or if they tied up, we are switching sides here.
That is correct.
We are already in extra innings. You must win by 2 here. It is match play. Best
21-21.
And there you go. We're switching sides, Kyle.
21 alls now.
Keddy serve goes line out of bounds. We're switching sides here. 21 all on center court. This is the Beach National Championships here in beautiful Clearwater Beach. And what we're seeing is Aurora Davis going back to serve, 21-21, tied up.
One of these teams will be watching, but they are going to take home a paycheck. As you mentioned earlier, Dave, they will take a tie for 7th place. The winner will compete for one of those higher cash purses. Davis to serve. That's a great set. Great dig by Davis. Sykora's going to put her tight. She has some shot selections. She chooses to drop off.
Kill by Aurora Davis, 22-21.
Davis doubling her kill total from set number 1. She now stands at 6 total, 4 here in set number 2. They have a set advantage here. This is their first set point opportunity. This could force that third and final set. That is only to 15, win by 2.
Davis now serving into the wind. Let's see if she goes with topspin or float. Ace serve for Aurora Davis. Ace serve for Aurora Davis. Set number 2 going to Davis and Sykora. Set number 3 coming up in just a minute.
Dave, let's take a brief moment here. I just want to mention that is her first ace in the contest. They were able to battle back. They fended off 2 match point opportunities, taking set number 2, and we'll see set number 3 in just a brief moment.
set number 3.
First serve for Davis. Dickens comes over. Great play. Dickens open up the scoring here. Now, Dave, a little bit different than sets 1 and 2. We're only going to play to 15, and we'll switch on multiples of 5.
Right, and that's going to start out 1-0 here. So Keddy Dickens back at the service line. We are switching in just 4 short points, which goes by a lot faster than one would think.
Handled by Davis. Keeps her off, so he has to hit a shot. Keddy just chooses to come off. Goes over on 2. Smart play. Dickens not only seeing the court, able to get her feet there, get a nice solid hand contact, drive that to the deep corner.
Smart play. We got 2-0 here. Keddy Dickens back at the service line again. She's got this call from her partner. Ace serve for Keddy Dickens.
Dickens adding to her ace total. That is her 5th ace of the contest. To this point, she has been able to register 2 aces thus far. We'll just see if that trend continues. They lead 3-0. Handled by Sykora. Davis puts Sykora on the net. She has one block, dug by Dickens. The pass keeps Dickens off. She has a shot selection. Unfortunately, not able to clear the net. That is
Just
only
a
her
touch low for
second error
Dickens.
of the contest.
That's going to bring up Jessica Sykora to serve 1, serving 3. We're switching on the next point.
Switch point number 1. Keddy has a shot, but it's touched by Sykora. Sykora moving along the net.
Oh, great shot there. We're switching sides here, 4-1. Beautiful placement there by Keddy Dickens.
It makes the blocker have to try to shuffle across, and that means that your defender is shifting to the other side to balance out the court. And in doing so, that opens up an opportunity, especially if you're going to cut it in front of that defender that's sliding over. They have a lot of ground to cover just to try to get there. Did a pretty good job just out of her reach, though.
And Jennifer Keddy now serving. Jump float goes to Sykora.
Gonna take her off the net.
Great turn on that.
She's going to go deep and over the top.
Great shot. Keddy Dickens.
Now
Keddy Dickens with a kill.
Now you see 2
5-1
things there. Jessica
Keddy back
Sykora
to
is
serve.
deciding to drop off. I think that's for 2 reasons. 1, they're out of system.
Right.
2, they think, hey, I could probably dig that ball. I'm actually going to do a little bit better as a defender. But in doing so, if you're not doing that quick enough, you're really leaving a lot of court for your partner to defend, and Dickens takes advantage of that. She leads all attackers
Timeout
here.
being called here, Kyle. It looks like Davis and Sykora take a strategic timeout. Keddy was getting set to serve, and the late call on that timeout. Timeout called here on center.
Sykora and Davis request a timeout. They trail 1-5. Dave, if I wanted to watch more volleyball, where would I go? Where could I go?
The best place to go is where you're watching this right now, and that is YouTube AVP America channel. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button. Make sure you are up to date on all that is happening across the country. You get to check out the live action like you're seeing here at Beach Nationals, but also you get to check out the highlights, some of the special features that are brought to you by AVP America. AVP America going out of its way as part of the Next Gold Tour, be it the Grass Tour, all updates, highlights, best moments of, capture it all on the YouTube channel. So just go to, if you haven't clicked that subscribe, if you're not on the YouTube platform right now, make sure you go to youtube.com/AVP America and click subscribe. Back to action here, Kyle.
Picked up by Dickens, but that ball is going to go out of bounds. The first kill for Sykora here in set number 3. She has totaled 19 kills thus far in the contest, in the match, if you will. Dickens shortly behind. She's tallied 17 kills. Davis back to serve. Going short, but not clearing the net. That is going to bring about a 4-point advantage for Dickens and Keddy. Dickens heads back to the service line.
Keddy Dickens heading back to serve. That's going to go just wide.
Dickens back-to-back service errors between the two teams. That's going to cut the lead to 3, and we'll have Sykora back to serve.
3 serving 6 and switching on the next point. Jessica Sykora back to serve. Sykora here. Waiting for, timeout is being taken here by Keddy and Dickens. Timeout called.
You have to wonder, is this potential timeout because they need to possibly catch their breath, need to grab some water, or is she maybe not feeling something? They've been playing a while. The stands can certainly take a toll on one's body, and you're just not sure. It could be ankle, could be knee, could be a cramp, and you just want to make sure you're taking care of your bodies, whether you're playing or you're at home watching.
I mean, to be honest with you, Kyle, it's a marathon. You got to remember here. So each one of these contests, these matches are knockdown, drag out matches, and it's absolutely a testament to the ability and the prowess of players making it to this point in the tournament.
Quick little score adjustment, 7-3. Keddy on your left at the service line, her partner Dickens at the net. That was our second side switch. Sykora able to go over the top just outside the reach of Keddy. That is Sykora's 20th kill of the contest, Dave. Tallying 7 in set number 1, 11 in set number 2, and now 2 here in set number 3. That'll send back her partner, Aurora Davis, to serve. Davis looking to add a first place finish to her 2 first place grass finishes here in the 2021 schedule. Swing is out of bounds. 5 serving 7. Aurora utilizing that float, the wind bringing it down just a little bit. Dickens able to get her platform underneath it. That ball is just wide of the sideline. I believe back-to-back attack errors, unfortunately for Dickens. That's going to level the score to only a 1 point advantage. Not level the score, I apologize. Bring us to only a 1 point advantage, cutting into that lead. Keddy keeps her off. It's trailing towards it. Able to outreach Sykora. Unfortunate attack error levels us at 7 apiece, bringing about our third side switch point.
On the next point. And Kyle, I mean, if you like you were saying, it was a 4-point swing right there. I mean, they switched sides 7-3, and now it's tied up 7-7. 4 unanswered points.
And Sykora and Sykora and Davis had to do this at the end of set number 1 as well. There was actually a match point opportunity for Dickens and Keddy.
Dickens gets the kills. We switch sides here. And I believe that's also bringing up the technical timeout, Kyle.
I actually, based on the observation, there isn't a technical timeout in the third set.
Oh, there we go.
I haven't asked that officially. That is something we might want to bring in one of our incredible officials that are down here in Clearwater, making sure these matches, these money matches, go off
We
without a
do
hitch.
have the King on site. The King is here. John King, head officiating for AVP and AVP America. Here we go. Dickens jump serve coming. Going to Davis. Davis on the outside.
Picked up by Dickens. She has opportunities out of the middle. Takes a rip. Stuck by Dickens. Ball in the plane. There was a question, was that ball on our side, and did she then redirect it? That ball looked like it sat right in that plane, right over the top of the net. That brings us to 8 apiece. Sykora adding to her kill total. She is the kill leader here. Dickens, the kill leader in the set. She's coming away with 18 thus far. Her teammate at 9, and then Davis chipping in 6. Sykora's serve is deep. That's going to bring the pass off the net. Dickens is looking to go tight to the net to give Keddy a chance. The question was off the hands. It was not.
Just wide of the block on the sideline. That's going to make it 9-8. Dickens heading back to serve.
You know, we talked about the timing of errors here, Dave. Not the end of the world. A 1-point disadvantage here. You can side out right away, and we're back to equalization.
And I mean, I don't only focus on the errors because these ladies are doing a lot of things right, but I know as a player and a competitor, that's what they're going to focus on. They need to accentuate the positive and realize how well all the other things are doing.
Oh, into the net. That's going to be kept alive.
Great play.
Keddy has a chance.
Oh.
Doesn't go.
It dances along the top of the tape for Jennifer Keddy. Looks like Keddy may have had, looks like she's walking with some difficulty there.
We do hope she is okay.
Yeah. Luckily, AVP Next Gold Tour make sure that there is medical staff on site to support these athletes, and you know what? Treat any little tweak or adjustment needed. So big shout out and praise for making sure all these players are healthy and taken care of.
Quick side out alleviates the need for Keddy to transition and have to put a little more stress on her body. Takes the second option opportunity over. Gives them a 1-point advantage. We'll have another side switch up next.
Oh, great serve goes to Sykora. Sykora with the back set from Aurora Davis. Switching sides 10 apiece, Kyle.
Sykora with 4 kills here in set number 3. She has 22 kills overall. And I think that's the tough part. You know, Keddy's not feeling great right now. She has to make the decision, do I stay in block or do I transition off? And I feel like she kind of made that in-between move. Just left a lot of court for her to defend and her partner to defend. Sykora will serve. We're all tied up 10 apiece. It is the third and final set here in our contenders round. Picked up by Keddy. Has to go over on 2. Let me rephrase that. Chooses to go over on 2. Did not have to. But I think she's trying to keep Keddy off her feet as much as she can.
10 here on center.
Now, this is strategic. I have to imagine Sykora and Davis, they're looking at that, and they're, you know, it's one of the unfortunate aspects of competition. They're probably going to try to exploit the fact that she's not feeling great right now and isn't moving super, super well. Or they could certainly stay away from her and say, we're going to try to make Dickens beat us.
Right there. Sykora, good read, good hesitation, and what a reach. Grabbing that ball and putting it back.
2-point advantage swing here. This is the first time that Sykora and Davis have led. It's certainly the largest lead they've had of 2. Outside the reach of Keddy, service ace, second of the contest for Sykora. Sykora with the only person to register blocks in the contest. She has 7 alone here, Dave.
Sykora back at the service line here. Kyle, we got 13-10. Jump float going to Keddy again.
Dickens decides to go over on 2. Of the 11 points they have, she has 8 of them coming off attack kills.
And to your point, you've said it before in previous tournaments, working together, you go with the hot hand. And I'm not sure if... Oh, they're checking to see what the rotation is as that glorious sun comes out, illuminating the gorgeous Sand Key Resort here that we're playing at in beautiful Clearwater Beach. Jennifer Keddy now serving, 11-13, switching on the next point. Right in the middle for the husband-wife kind of play. Oh,
Keddy goes to the sand, but out of her reach. That's going to bring up match point number 1 for Sykora as she tallies her 5th kill in set number 3. They'll have 3 match point opportunities here as Davis heads back to the service line.
14-11. Jump float. Goes
Handled
to
by Keddy. Comes over on 2.
Oh, Dickens gets the kill.
You really have to give it to Dickens, who's chosen the option every single time Keddy's passed. And it's unfortunate Keddy's not feeling well. I hope she, is able to recover quickly. And it's nothing too serious. Obviously, it's affecting her play just a little bit. And you have to imagine that is formulating into the game plan of Sykora and Davis. Picked up by Dickens. Goes over. Sykora's going to have a chance here. Keddy tries to get it. Gets her hands across. Sykora's going to have a chance. Match point, and she's able to finish it. They take it 2-1. They fell in set number 1, 21-17. They take set number 2, 23-21, and win here 15-12. Let's take a look at that final play that is going to send them into the semifinals of the winners bracket. We wish all the best to Keddy and Dickens.
Looking at the replay here, brought to you by Spike Ball. You see that final point. Keddy gets the block up, but threading around the side of the block there is Sykora. Blocked there by Keddy. Davis is in the perfect spot for that one, and you see actually falling back on the landing, Sykora, almost like a one-step slide. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it. It goes to 3. Tough competition. Congratulations, both teams, for a hard-fought match. It is a payday. And moving on to the semis, in the winners bracket is going to be Aurora Davis and Jessica Sykora.
Dave, last little notes. Sykora and Davis combining for 29 kills. Dickens and Keddy combining for 31. We wish Dickens and Keddy all the best in a safe travel home. We'll see Davis and Sykora competing in one of those higher place finishes. I'm Kyle Holmeyer alongside Dave Shaw. We're coming to you live from Clearwater, Florida at the 2021 Beach Open National Championships. We'll see you soon for more match.
I'm training for my 6th Olympics. More than ever before, I have to work hard to stay in shape. I run, I lift, I do yoga. That means sore knees, sore back, sore everything. KT Tape helps me push past the pain.
Used by athletes around the world and at home, just like you. KT Tape relieves the pain of aching muscles and joints. Perform at your best. Easy to apply. Use it for many common injuries. KT Tape. Train longer, finish stronger.
KT Tape works for me, it'll work for you.
Richie for the cruise, green bottles to the head. McKenna fully pumping. You got me surfing till my eyes all red.